Spiritual awakening. Where do you actually begin? In this video, I'll be talking about my journey entering into the spiritual space, what I think spiritual awakening actually means, some of the steps that I think it's important that you take as you start out, which is, for example, to get a teacher, to start a meditation practice, and also to just stay away from conspiracy theories. I don't think it's particularly helpful as you start out on your spiritual awakening journey. My name is Tor, and I am a psychic tarot reader, energy healer, and also a spiritual coach. My journey with spirituality and spiritual awakening began with my grandmother back home in Norway. She was an excellent clairvoyant medium, and she's the first one to introduce me to meditation, to energy healing, to crystals, to spirit guides. In 2013, here in London, which is where I live now, I started working with another spiritual teacher, and I have sat in her psychic development circle ever since. And I think that really gave me a strong foundation for the ways in which that I approach spirituality today. And so, what do I think spiritual awakening actually means? Well, first and foremost, I think it means becoming aware of oneself, becoming aware of one's thoughts, feelings, sensations, bodily sensations. And then once we become aware of that and we are able to take that step back and start to become the silent observer of our thoughts and feelings, we can begin to create this gap, this separation, where our sense of spiritual mind can come forward and start to guide us. This is where a bit of my sort of spiritual philosophy comes in, and I don't think everybody will agree with that. I am someone who has the sense and feeling of reincarnation, that we have been here before and that we will be again, and that our spirit is on a cosmic journey that spans across time and space. I suppose where my approach is slightly different, and the sort of feeling that I get through my teacher and also through my meditation practice, is that when it comes to reincarnation, there is no sin, there is no punishment, nor is there any reward. There is only learning. The spirit is only ever evolving, learning, expanding. To what end is hard to say. But that is the feeling that I get from it. So it's that we have been here before, we will be again, and every life that we move through is a lesson. The lives that we have is a consecutive learning queue. It's not that we are being punished in this life because we were someone bad in a previous life. It just means that this is where we are on our learning queue. And I think through that understanding and cosmic expansion, I think that my life, through that knowledge and feeling and wisdom, has simply become, I can only say, lighter. Because there are certain things that through that development, I have been able to let go of. For example, some animosity towards my parents and other experiences where I've just been able to allow that energy to melt away. I think also it has developed a high level of gratitude for the life that I have now, and also much more compassion towards myself and also towards others. This understanding can only have come through my meditation practice of visiting past lives and expanding my understanding of the cosmic human spiritual experience. There's of course much more to it, but I think that's a really, really important cornerstone of our human experience. And as we all know, many of those experiences are incredibly varied. And it is a difficult topic to speak about because some people around the world currently are going through an immensely difficult experience. And I don't think that should not be spoken about. And I think that perhaps, it's awful. But I also think that perhaps these are some of the strongest spirits that are out there. Is it fair? Absolutely not. But how I choose to look at those individuals who are going through the toughest experience, they must have an immensely strong spirit to be able to move through that really difficult human experience in the moment that we are living in, right now. Having a mentor, a teacher, a guide, at least in my experience, has been instrumental. It's been incredibly important to have someone to bounce ideas off, to receive guidance, but also to have a teacher who's been incredibly open ended, who's allowed me to question, to criticize, to go deep, to really sort of pick apart every philosophy, every thought, and in the end, make up my own mind. I think there are a lot of teachers and mentors out there who are incredibly dogmatic and they are incredibly sort of strict and disciplined, and this is the way. And I just think that's not the truth. I think that through our own exploration, we can come up with our own code of spiritual ethics that we live by. And I think that can come through that self-work of working with a spiritual teacher who clearly has knowledge and has experience, but also someone who is open for the student, the apprentice, to be their own person and from that grow and receive that guidance. Not everybody will work with a teacher, and that's absolutely fine. People can also work on themselves, but at least in my experience and how grounded I am in myself and how practically I approach my sense of spirituality, I think have come through having a teacher who is in many ways quite similar. So I have found that to be very, very useful and helpful in my own spiritual and personal development. Meditation has been key, and I mean key, when it comes to my spiritual and personal growth practice, because in meditation I am able to clear out stagnant energies. I am able to open and expand my mind and become that silent observer of my thoughts and feelings. I'm very ambivalent to the meditation practice that people do. You have to find the one that works for yourself. The practice that I've been guided through is a bit like a visual meditation, a visual journey, but that also includes stillness, because only through stillness can spirit come forward with that guidance that they want to provide an individual with. But yeah, for me at least, meditation is the beyond and all. And I do think one has to set aside time every day, even if it's just 5 minutes, to just sit with one's thoughts and just be with that and go on that journey inwards. And you can do that in a visual way, or you can do it with other anchors that you may or may not want to work with. But I encourage you to take your meditation practice seriously, however tedious that may seem, because it is the one thing that has helped me through many difficult situations. And I can only encourage you to do the same. You know, the flip side is my grandmother, for example, wasn't a huge meditator, but I could, in the end, recognize things in her sense of self that I think could have been further developed with meditation. Of course, that is a judgment coming from me, but from working with my clients and seeing them develop with that meditation practice, I really truly think I can make that assumption that there are certain things that would have been further developed had she had a strong meditation practice. Conspiracy theories have very little to do with spirituality. And I'm going to say this to the individuals all the way in the back. They might be interesting, they might be exciting, they might try to paint a picture of how the cosmic experience comes together of angels and demons and individuals doing dark and black magic, which I don't believe in anyway. But I just think it has so little to do with actual deep spirituality, of stillness, of inwardness, of being someone who is of service to the world. I think that conspiracy theories, they create more fear. Of course, there are certain conspiracy theories through time which has been proven to be true. Nobody can say that they haven't. However, the sort of area or level that it has ended up in today, and also so much of the intersection on the internet that you see between conspiracy theories, there's actually a term for it, conspirituality. There's a great podcast about it. It's just so important that individuals like yourselves and others who are stepping into their spiritual awakening journey, which I really think is well worth going on, but just do your best at staying away from the tirade of individuals on the internet that want to sell you ideas that are can't say the word, conspiratorial. There we go. Conspiratorial. I'm going to blame my Norwegian, or that English is my second language here. Anyway, I think I made my point. Just stay away, practice your meditation, practice going inward, practice becoming aware of your thoughts and feelings and bodily sensations. Become aware of the lovely spiritual forces that are around you who wants to help guide you through your life so that you can fulfill your path of life in the best possible way, and work towards just heightening that cosmic energy that exists within you, and become aware of the cosmic journey of your spirit, and just stay away from the conspiracy theories. It doesn't help. But of course, if you want to explore them, that's entirely up to you. But if I could encourage you to do something, it's just don't even entertain it, and focus instead on doing good in the world for yourself, and also for others. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found this video useful, and that perhaps this gives you some guidance on how to go about your spiritual awakening journey. If you did like it and you have any questions, hit that subscribe button, like button, and leave those comments in the comment section below this video. Thank you so much for listening.